Hey sis, I'm glad you pressed play today because if you're anything like the women I've been talking to, this has been on your mind too. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get motivated. I start, I stop, I feel lazy, inconsistent, behind on my goals. It's driving me crazy. Can I tell you something? If you resonated with any bit of that statement, that conversation in your head is not the whole truth. What if the struggle to stay consistent isn't proof that something is wrong with you? I know we tend to believe that when we're struggling to find that motivation to do things, but what if it's your system's way of saying it needs a different approach? That's what I came to tell you today. You've been looking at motivation all wrong. It's not about what you can't do. It's about the heavy expectations sitting on your life and a body that's refusing to conform to it. So today we're flipping that whole story on its head. If you stick to the end, girl, you're going to walk away with knowing why your energy keeps disappearing, what to do when self-doubt takes over, and how to shift into action that actually fits your life and not one that drains it. I know it's the conversation that you've been needing. I know it's the sit down you wish somebody had with you a long time ago. So let's get into it. I'm not lazy. This might be a survival thing. What we call I just don't feel motivated or I just don't feel like doing the thing is often your body, your nervous system saying, I'm done. Like, I'm not lazy. I'm just done. Okay. So, girl, you are not broken. And I never want you to feel like you are behind. You are at capacity. And your body's doing the one thing it knows how to do when you won't listen. It slows you down. It's putting you on timeout. It is pulling the brake for you. So maybe you can't really move because there's something else going on and it's trying to get your attention in some kind of way. All right. The other way I want you to look at this is, well, what's happening? Because this is where we make it worse. We kind of pile it on. So the body's like, okay, girl, slow down. And then here we come with that negative talk. Here come the negative Nancy. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just do what I said I would do? Why can't I be like X, Y, and Z? Right? Oh, she's out here making moves. And I'm just like paralyzed. I can't even get out of bed right now. Right? Why can't I be like her? And then we continue to pile it on even more, right? Like we shame ourselves for being stuck, which only makes us more stuck. Because harsh, that is never the motivator. It's really a silencer. And you can think about it from your own experiences. Like, where were people super critical with you? And how did you respond? Maybe you've even learned some of that from them and from that environment. But the thing is, it keeps you looping in the same pattern over and over and over again, right? So it's not that you're lazy, it's survival. And we've got an issue with how we talk to ourselves. That's also keeping us locked into this motivation or the lack of it. The other thing I want to bring to your attention, because I'm just going to bring it all to you today, and you can decide where you fall and what you need to do with it. Maybe it's not about just like finding that strategy, that thing that I need to do, right? Because this is our space. This is our growth space. This is a space where I want you to learn how to have more grace for yourself, challenge yourself to grow and in business and in life. And yes, we need a plan for that. Yes, we need strategy. Yes, we need really good instructions, but you also need safety first. So, girl, entertain me for a second. What if instead of pushing harder to like do the things and get this done and like knock this out, what if you just pause long enough to get honest with yourself for a little bit? Because I know us, we are like shoom, shoom, shoom on the go. We don't like to slow down. And even that is an issue because we really don't like to see what's really there. I think even my women who are super anxious, what we're seeing a lot more is that anxiety, it's almost like a smoke signal, and it's hiding a lot of things behind that that we don't like to see. So it's easier for us to keep moving and be in this anxious state than to slow down and have to deal with some really difficult, crazy things. Yeah. Uh-huh. So again, your system's slowing you down. It could be that it needs you to notice some things. Like, what do I actually want? Okay, so all right, let me slow this down. So, how would I tackle this, right? If I feel like I'm always on the go and that doesn't really feel good. If I'm understanding that, wow, like this motivation thing that's been hard for me to like grasp, like, oh, my body, my mind, my soul is telling me something here. What do I need to do? Or where do I start? Ask yourself, what do I actually want to feel this quarter? Not what should I get done? What would make me feel like more aligned, more grounded, more excited, more good in my own body? Like, that's the shift. That's where your next strategy actually needs to start. Because if you can figure out what's gonna help me to really actually feel good, like, what's gonna make me enjoy this thing that I'm doing, this thing that I'm pursuing, if we can get to that, we can look at, well, what do I need to help me get to it and sustain it? What supports my system to help me get there? Not just my calendar. Like, I don't need to just book it out with, like, tasks and activities, right? That only serve the purpose of the push. What do I need to book it out with that supports slowing down and acknowledging and like resorting and shifting and healing? It's almost like doing a spring cleaning, or like we're in fall, falling in love with yourself by cleaning out the mess so we can get to what's actually there. Why is this important, right? Like, why am I even talking about all this? Well, I just like to give y'all information so you can make good decisions. So let's talk about this real quick, the nervous system. Because we say nervous system a lot around here, but what does it actually mean? Your nervous system is your body's safety scanner. It's constantly checking, am I safe? Is this okay for us? Sometimes it overreads that though, right? So for like our really ambitious, high functioning, high achieving women, y'all know y'all, especially like my first generation women, my Afro Caribbean women who had to do it all, be it all, carry it all, the answer is often no. You trained yourself to keep going even when your body's waving all the red flags to stop. I should say that the answer is often yes. It's yes to doing everything for everyone else except for ourselves. I was talking to somebody recently, and it's like it's been like 2 years since they went to the doctor because they've been so busy prioritizing everyone else's needs that they couldn't even make the time to make an appointment for themselves. So what do you think happens? What happens to you? Because this is what happens to all of us when we're in this go place and not operating from what do I really need place. Hey, I just want to pause for a second because I want to bring to your attention that we have an amazing sponsor for this episode, and that is Designs by T. And it just fits so well in this conversation today because all of her work is about positive and motivating products, and it comes from such a socially conscious place. And I think sometimes it's helpful for us as we talk about things like speaking to ourselves to have messages in front of us that really reinforce who we are, what we're doing, or where we're going. So whether you're rocking like her queen royalty chosen shirt, or you're rocking dope sister, daughter, mother, or you're rocking subject to change, all of it just invokes something amazing in you. And whether that's a t-shirt, whether that is a tote bag, she is ready not just to brand you, but to brand your whole business. We've done a lot of work with her, and I'm only here sharing her because we really love the work that she's doing. And I think you're going to love her. So if you don't have a t-shirt yet, I don't know why. My whole drawer is full with her stuff. Please go check her out. And that is Designs by T. You will find her on Instagram. She's on just about every platform. And we're also going to link her information in the bio. And a special little treat, we're going to give you a little discount too, so you can go get that first product and rock it. And we can't wait to see you guys in it. If you put on a shirt, make sure you tag me in it, Amanda.blood. Make sure you tag her in it, Designs by T, so we know that you are repping what you believe and you are standing by another dope sister as well as this podcast. All right, let's get back to the gym. What happens is we get overactivated, and that's not always like burnout. Sometimes it's snapping at your partner, it's avoiding the work, it's resenting your kids for needing you when you're barely holding it together, not because you don't love them, but because you're tapped out. You've got no buffer. And when your nervous system stays in that place, when it stays in survival mode, because it's trying to keep you together so you don't fall apart, it does some things though, right? So when it's running at that level, at that pace, not how it's supposed to, like my car does this thing sometimes, it'll cut power if it thinks like the road is dangerous or something, but my car is like a senior citizen, so it should be cutting at the wrong time on occasion. Um, that's what your system does. It might misread, or might be in this place of overactivation for so long that it starts cutting power to the wrong places or at the wrong time. So when you're starting to go after your goals, that'll start to feel like a threat to your system, your business, your vision. They start to drain you instead of energizing you. So let me ask you something. Take a step back. What is your body trying to tell you that your calendar keeps ignoring? Journal on that, girl. What would shift if you stopped assuming something bad is always around the corner? If you stopped believing you had to earn rest or your joy or enoughness, right? If you really didn't have to prove anything, what would that feel like? What if it's actually safe to want the life that you want and something bad is not going to happen? And even if it did, you're probably well equipped at this stage in your life to tackle it. What if? What if that's the what if? That you are actually safe? What if you can have that life built around what you want, not the one built on other people's expectations or survival patterns or proving yourself over and over again? What if you gave yourself full permission to even entertain that I can have the life that I want and to plan your next season from that place of peace and maybe like a little bit more assurance instead of like the pressure, that pressure to do, that pressure to um serve, that pressure to like get everything done right now. What would change? And honestly, that even hits me because some things I've been thinking about this week is like there's always so much to do. And I'm really excited with the things that I'm knocking out and that's getting done. And it's like, oh, I wish I could just get this one thing done, but I've already put so much time into it. What would change if I just acknowledged that, okay, we can't get everything done and you really have done a good job for today? Tap out on that. What would it mean for you, for your business, for your goals, for your relationships, for your purpose? If you plan from that place of like peace and ease instead of like the drive, the pressure, right? And like, listen, I'm throwing all these things out there at you, but you really don't have to have all the answers today. I just want you to start like really hearing this conversation and allow it to sink in. Even if you got to play it again, even if you got to slow it down to catch some of these prompts, because you do deserve to start asking better questions. And that's where things will begin to really kind of shift for you. And it will unlock the keys to this motivation that you really desperately want to get to. Okay. So if you want a space to ask those questions with support, sometimes you just can't see the blind spots, but strategy and real guidance, like come hang out with me. Right. I want to say, I don't want to say I'm always planning, but I take time at different points in the year to plan for the next quarter. So whenever you're hearing this, if you know that one of my quarter planning sessions is coming up, come into that space with us. And let's work on your next quarter together. Let's plan that out for you from a place of peace and not hustle. Right. I love to do these sessions or like a live planning session. It happens typically within my school community and it's built for women like you, women who want to plan with clarity, capacity, and courage and really work on those goals. It's like a goal setting workshop experience, but we're really mapping out a quarter that honors your nervous system and your ambition. So that's different. And I want you there in the room. So make sure that you head on over to the show notes and you grab the link and you go ahead and grab yourself a seat. Because even if you missed it, you want to know when the next one is coming. You want to get on this. And if you're like, all right, I can't even wait till the next one, and I need to sit down with you now to understand what is taking my energy and what I need to reframe, what I need to pay attention to, like what's the survival pattern that I'm stuck in? Talk to me. I'm here for that personalized support too. Like I've got a few one-to-one support sessions open this month. I will help you get clear and get grounded and map out your next right step, right? Because I want you to build from that place of peace. I want you to build from a pace that really works for you. Okay, so guys, if this really landed for you, if you saw yourself in any parts of this, I definitely want to hear it, right? Drop the comments wherever you heard this. Feel free to message me on like Instagram at amanda.flood, like wherever, and just let me know like this was the reminder that I didn't know that I needed. And then tag somebody else in it so that they can hear the conversation too. They can see how much like this was really dope to kind of slow down and think about. I know it doesn't always feel good to slow down and think about you, but clearly more of us need it because so many of us feel stuck. And I think we think we're stuck because it's something bad that we're doing or there's something wrong with us when we're not honoring like our whole mind, body, self just telling us that we need to slow down a little bit, that we may still be operating in a survival place. We can actually talk ourselves out of this into safety so that we can show up better and safer and go after the goals and the things that we want, right? So I know it's a whole different approach, but I hope that you'll take a second with it, embrace it, share it with a friend, like the episode, and tell me what you think. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode of Grace, Growth, and Business. Take care, guys.